Hi guys, I'm here at Serondela Lodge in Namibia, across the river from Chobe National Park. Have a look at this view. Out there you can see a nice herd of elephants, and yeah, there's Chobe. That's where I've spent a lot of time filming this year. The main reason I'm here is to actually fly a drone and get some scenic shots of the Chobe River. I can't get permission to fly legally inside Chobe National Park, but we're not in the park here, we're in Namibia, and I've got permission to fly as long as I don't go over the center of the river. So I'm getting some really good scenic shots to go with the wildlife footage I've already filmed inside the park. I've been spending quite a lot of time on the boat on the river, going up and down and filming the animals and the scenery. And while I was here, I thought I would test out my remote controlled inflatable filming platform called Floaty McFloatface. I've been building this thing for quite a long time now, but I only got the final components a few weeks ago, and it's never been used outside of a swimming pool, so I'm interested to test it out. The idea is that I can mount a camera and remote control and get this thing in close and really low, down near the water level, to film animals in the water like hippos perhaps, might be a bit dodgy, or herds of elephants as they come to drink. I'd like to get in quite close and film them from low with a wide angle lens. So let's put this thing together and see how it works. I designed Floaty so that she can be easily taken apart for traveling. There are a couple of thrusters, remote controller, and a mount for the gimbal. The inflatable part is actually a gymnastics mat I bought on Amazon. Unfortunately, it only came in bright pink, which is not the best color for sneaking up on wildlife, so I had to have a camo cover made to go over it. Alright, here's the frame. As you can see, it's an X shape on the top with a nice big metal plate to which I can attach things, and then there are two parallel bars on the underside onto which the thrusters have been attached. The next step is to put the gym mat in the inside of this and inflate it. Alright, I'm sweating now. It's 40 degrees in the shade here. My original plan was to use this little battery powered pump, very neat little thing, but its battery's unfortunately dodgy and I haven't got the replacement yet, so it didn't work. So I pumped the entire thing up using a little bicycle pump with a inflatable SUP adapter. Took a while, but here we are. Now all we need to do is attach the Tupperware with the controller and batteries and the gimbal for the camera. And we're all ready to go. As you can see, I've used a tilter vibration isolator, and I don't know what this thing is called, but a tilter mount for the RS3 gimbal, which also supplies power to the gimbal. Then I've put my Canon R6 Mark II on here because I'm not quite ready to put the red V-Raptor on this thing yet. In this Tupperware here we have the batteries. It can take up to 3 V-Lock batteries. I really don't want to be in a situation where I run out of power while this thing is on the water. And the one battery also powers the remote receiver via USB. So this seals up reasonably well. And this is the universal remote control I'm using. I programmed it so that it can be operated single-handedly in case I ever need to operate this thing myself. And the way it works is you push forwards, both motors push forwards, you push backwards, both push backwards, sideways, one pushes forwards, the other pushes backwards, and the opposite if you go to the other side. So it's very easy to control it with a single joystick. Have a look at the dust out there. There's a storm coming in. Alright, to control the gimbal in the camera, I'm using the DJI SDR Transmission system. So here's the transmitter under the camera, which takes an HDMI feed from the camera and also plugs into the gimbal. This gives it power and allows it to control run, stop, and a few other settings on the camera. The receiver looks very similar to the transmitter. I'm using my phone as a monitor. Okay, there we go. We seem to have picture. Let me see if I can enable Force Mobile. So as you can see, when I turn the phone, the gimbal turns, tilting and panning. I prefer a physical joystick, but for that you need to buy the much more expensive DJI transmission system. The SDR transmission only allows force feedback or a virtual joystick on the screen, which I really don't like. This doesn't work very well when you're holding the phone in your hand, but if you mount this on a tripod, then you've got quite decent control of the gimbal. As you can see, I'm also getting a picture on my phone, and I am able to stop recording over here, as well as control my aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. All right, it's all set up and ready to go. Unfortunately, there's a storm coming in, so I'm not going to test it right now. But as soon as this passes, we will first take it. There's a little enclosed pond down there. We'll test it on that first, and then when we get some really nice clear weather, we'll take it out on the river. There we go, the storm has arrived. One thing I forgot to mention is this cable here. It's a steel cable, and I put it here in case Floaty gets stuck somewhere where I can't reach it, and I'm not about to go wading through crocodile infested rivers. Then what I can do is attach some strong fishing line to a little weighted kind of grappling hook thing, and then drop that from the drone through this loop and pull Floaty back to safety. But hopefully it never comes to that. Very simple. Forwards, backwards, turn left, turn right. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just throw this in like this. Yeah. What I want you to do is try and go slowly past. Let's say we find some elephants.
Yeah.
Close though. Close and slow.
Like,
yeah.
this one.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. So Ardmeyer over there is my guide and a very good skipper. So he's going to be in charge of actually controlling the Floaty, and I'll then just operate the camera. So he's just playing around a bit, getting used to the controls. I'm going to go get the camera, and then we'll put it all together, see how it works. All right, it seems to be functioning.
Okay.
What do you think of this idea?
For this one?
Yeah.
This will be for a very good thing, because I see like if it comes right and everything goes well, I think that it will be very, very nice and interesting. I hope it works properly so that we can get everything right.
Cool. This is just a test. We're on a sort of enclosed pond at the moment, so you know, even if something fails, well, as long as the hippos don't attack it, because there is a pod of a dozen or so hippos over there that we're going to go take a look at. But as long as, you know, even if we lose connection, it'll just drift to the edge and we can go and collect it. But it seems to be working very well. So as you can see, I've now got the receiver and my phone on a tripod, and it's giving me a lovely, very low angle view. I've got a 14mm very wide lens on this, so only really good for elephants and giraffes and really large animals. I might try the 100mm as well just now to see how that looks, because I can hardly see the hippos here. Okay, we seem to have totally lost connection to the floaty. We're not that far away. I'm nervous because there's still one hippo there, and I hope it doesn't attack. I'm trying to get closer to regain a link. Perhaps doing our first test with a whole pod of hippos was not the smartest idea. Okay, there it is. Let me just see. I've got connection. I'm going to just get out of there. No, lost connection again. Something is wrong. Alright, it keeps losing connection, but it's not the distance, because I've come quite close now. So we've got marooned floaty over there, 2 hippos there, 2 hippos there, and 1 hippo over there, which is where we need to bring it to. I have got control again now. Where do you think we can collect it?
We'll collect it just here.
Just here?
Yeah.
Okay. You can just grab the handle. Okay, we got it.
Right.
Rescued. Alright, let's go figure out what the problem was. Alright, so Floaty's Maiden Voyage was a bit of a disaster, but hopefully we can figure out what the problem is. At least we haven't lost anything. Alright, I'm not sure what went wrong because everything seems fine, the batteries aren't low, and the problem doesn't seem to occur when it's not in the water. So I've added a third battery, and we're going to give it another try, see what happens. Maybe we won't go so close to the hippos this time though. Alright, everything seems to be working. The 100mm lens looks really, really nice, so hoping to take it out in the river and maybe get some shots of animals coming down to drink. Chat then. Good morning. It's 5:15 and we're out on the river. We're gonna just cruise along and see what we can find. The idea is that when we find something we want to film, we'll park the boat and somewhere not too far away, quickly lower Floaty McFloatface into the water, and then sneak up on with the remote controlled camera. There's already been quite a lot of rain here, so the animals aren't actually coming down to the river to drink as much as I would like. It's making things a bit difficult. Because there is standing water inland, they prefer that to the river where there's the danger of crocodiles. But hopefully something will happen. Ideally I want to try and get some elephants drinking, but they tend to drink around, you know, the heat of the day, you know, midday or early afternoon, not early morning, but we might get lucky, you never know. See you later. Alright, we've found a nice big troop of baboons near the edge of the water, so we've parked the boat and we're going to send it out and see what happens. Okay, now just start recording and see what happens. Nice.
I'm speeding.
All right, so that worked reasonably well. Got some nice shots of the baboons. Now we're gonna keep driving along the river, see what else we find. All right, it seems we've killed Floaty, unfortunately, and it happened just before the entire pride of lions came down to drink. It's a bit difficult to see, but there's a small screw that's come loose over here, and that has caused the entire the prop to shift, and I think it then hit the edge and burned out, because now we're having there's no response at all from either of the thrusters. So unfortunately that's the end for now, but there's definitely potential here, so I'll take Floaty home, fix her up, and bring her out next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, looks like we are back in business. The motors are fine. I just tightened up that screw. They're as good as new. All the issues we've been having were caused by these little electrical connectors melting. I used these to connect the USB power to the receiver here. They connect to the pins like these ones you can see, and they were obviously not connecting well, and overheating and then melting the plastic and losing connection. So for now what I've done is I've just replaced them with taken some thicker wire and sort of shoved it onto the pin, and then connected it, twisted it onto the original wires and taped it up. When I get home I'll fix this all properly, but I think this will hold for the next few days. And as you can see, everything is working. Yep. Thank you very much. Okay. We're off to see what we can find. In conclusion, I think Floaty McFloatface is a success. We had a few technical issues, but we sorted them out quickly. It certainly does give a very unique perspective. I'm not sure how often I'm going to use it on a river like the Chobe, where I can also film from boats and the animals are quite used to the boats and I can use my big camera. It was more designed for water holes and very shallow places where we can't get with boats. I've been filming all this with a Canon R6 Mark II. It's got decent autofocus, so I haven't had to worry about focus at all. I can also put my Red V-Raptor on the Floaty, but then I'll have to rig a remote follow focus. It'll make everything a bit more complicated, and also I think twice before sending out a Red on a river full of crocodiles and hippos. I'd also have to have a chat with my insurance to see if they cover inflatable gym mat remote control boat accidents. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.